bitch is fed during gestation will impact the vitality of the puppies at birth, as well as her ability actually to properly produce milk. So this is definitely an important aspect, not to overlook, on which we need to properly coach our clients, in my opinion. Gestation lasts 63 days in canines, and the interesting fact is that the puppies will gain 70% of their birth weight during the last 20 days of gestation. Therefore, energy intake should remain similar to maintenance during the first 42 days of gestation. From a practical standpoint, that means feeding the bitch with a maintenance adult diet or a diet meant for this specific part of gestation. After 42 days, energy intake should increase by plus 10% per week until parturition. Just increasing the amounts fed is often problematic, as the uterus is compressing the stomach and therefore limiting food intake. So the recommendation is to switch to a proper growth diet, like a puppy diet for instance, which will provide the energy, the proteins, the minerals that are required for healthy growth during this second phase. And it is an important protocol to communicate to our clients, as in the field, I can tell you we see many mistakes. Many people actually think this way, oh, the bitch is pregnant, she needs more energy, more protein, more mineral, more everything, right from the beginning of gestation. And they start feeding her with a growth diet as early as possible. Doing that leads to calorie excess, which turns into fat accumulation. And that can actually impair uterine contractions at the time of parturition, increasing the risk for neonatal mortality and difficulties to give birth. We observe actually the opposite as well. Some people keep feeding the bitch with an adult diet throughout gestation, which leads to a calorie deficit this time and a very thin bitch at the time of parturition. And that has also a negative impact on the strength of the uterine contractions, as well obviously as the milk production. So the protocol is simple and therefore must be communicated to our clients. Nutrition will also be extremely important during lactation. Lactation is basically the most energy demanding life stage. To properly produce milk, a 20 kilogram bitch typically needs to burn daily the same amount of energy required for a 60-kilometer run. That's pretty intense. Textbooks often mention that there is, a 2-3 time increase in energy expenditure during this life stage. So from a practical standpoint, during lactation, we recommend to free feed the bitch with a growth diet. Yes, free feed. It's the only time you will ever hear me say that. But this is the best approach in order to properly fuel milk production.